Training for a marathon is a deeply personal experience. It pushes your body, tests your mental grit, and demands serious attention to what you're feeding yourself. For me, this journey came with an extra challenge. I trained on a vegetarian diet, including eggs, but no meat, chicken, or fish. No. How did it feel? Did it slow me down? Did it impact my fitness, my energy, or my lifestyle? Yes, it did. It did in many ways. Physically, mentally, emotionally, the shift was massive. Just to let you know, I have been a lifelong non-vegetarian until November 2023, when I gave up chicken and meat. By January 2024, I had also given up fish and seafood. Since then, my diet has been plant-based with the inclusion of eggs. The reasons behind this shift are deeply personal to me, perhaps rooted in evolving ideologies that I'll share with you in another video. Today, however, I want to talk about how this switch impacted my distance running, marathon training, and my overall lifestyle. When you run long distances, nutrition isn't optional, it's vital. Your body needs, because it loses, various key minerals and nutrients during training and recovery. As a runner, apart from needing various minerals and vitamins, like potassium, magnesium, iron, electrolytes, and various other nutrients, there are three vital elements that are absolutely fundamental, and I needed to ensure that I have them in the right proportion and I find their best sources. The first is carbohydrates, also known as carbs, that comprise of about roughly 50% of your fuel. I tried my best to focus on complex carbs like oats, brown rice, quinoa, fruit, sweet potatoes. The challenge here was to remain consistent with the complex carbs. Personally speaking, I do find simple carbs like white flour, white rice, potatoes, and refined sugars tempting and very easily available. Despite the temptation, I tried to stick to complex carbs for most of my carbohydrate consumption, and it was challenging. Second is protein. Protein is critical for recovery and muscle repair. As a runner, I should be having roughly around 1.2 to 1.7 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight, or 0.55 to 0.77 grams of protein per pound of my body weight, and that was a challenge. So the diet that I was following, that did not have meat, chicken, and seafood included in it, made it difficult to meet my protein demands. For me, essentially, the sources of protein were eggs, Greek yogurt, tofu, lentils, protein shake, cottage cheese, paneer, and some regular cheese in moderation. The third element is fats, which are useful for endurance and hormone health, and they comprise of about roughly 20 to 25% of your daily calories. And I had to focus on healthy fats like nuts, seeds, avocado, and olive oil. What was my biggest challenge as a vegetarian? My biggest hurdle: getting enough protein. Without meat-based protein, I had to retrain my body and my mind to get enough from plant-based sources. Initially, and very unknowingly, I had a tendency to replace the lost protein with simple carbohydrates like flour, white flour, and sugar. This led to inflammation, heaviness, slower recovery, and poor running performance. The problem of adapting to vegetarian sources of protein and getting over about 120 grams of protein from them was very challenging. It's very hard to get it from plant-based sources. Just for a better understanding, let me actually show you the protein calculator for runners. So assuming that as a runner, I need 1.2 to 1.7 grams per kilogram of body weight, or roughly 0.55 to 0.77 grams per pound of my body weight. If hypothetically someone is weighing 90 kilograms, the range for protein requirement would be 90 multiplied by 1.2, which is 108 grams minimum, to 90 multiplied by 1.7, which is 153 grams maximum. If someone weighs 200 pounds, then the protein requirement would be a minimum of about 200 multiplied by 0.55, which is equal to 110 grams minimum, to a maximum of 200 multiplied by 0.77, which is 154 grams. So depending on where you fall, your daily protein requirement is going to be based on this calculation. Hazards of not getting enough protein, for me particularly, were the following. First, poor muscle recovery. Second, loss of muscle mass. Third, increased risk of injury. Fourth, weakened immune system. Fifth, constant fatigue. Sixth, training plateaus or even regression. In short, running doesn't make you stronger. Recovering from running does. And you cannot recover well without enough protein. As I step into a new training phase of training through the summer for my fall marathon, I'm committed to the following. First, staying mindful of my nutrition. Second, prioritizing hydration. Third, sticking to plant and egg-based nutrition. Fourth, building strength and resilience. Fifth, staying focused on my personal growth as a vegetarian runner. I'd love to hear from you. Please let me know what are your thoughts on nutrition and fitness. Please drop your views in the comment section below. And if this resonated with you, please like, comment, and subscribe for more on running, fitness, mindfulness, and personal growth. Thank you.